You're watching Toronto Sports Rush on the Bet Rivers Network.
The Toronto Blue Jays are in the World Series for the first time since 1993. A man who was on that team, a man who defies the hands of time. He still looks like he could play. The man, the myth, the legend, John Olerud. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing good. Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm great. You know, I went into my my photo album and I pulled out this picture here. So this is from '92. Yeah, that's a picture from your parade, and I had the car at school, and I said to my buddies, I'm like, guys, the parade's today. Let's just drive up to Toronto, and we did it. And my mom just found out a year ago. She was like, "You did what?" So you are part of one of the iconic moments for me. Talk about that first parade in '92.
Oh, it was unbelievable. I think as a player, it's something you always dream about. Is being a part of a World Series championship team, and to have it actually happen and to be a part of it. It was just it was unbelievable. It's a great feeling. Huge amount of pride to be a part of that, to be, experiencing that with my teammates. Just an amazing experience.
It was a different time. So in the picture here, you guys, this is Jimmy Key. He's with his child there. That kid's got to be 37 now. But you're just sitting in convertibles with cops walking alongside you now. You couldn't do that now.
Oh yeah, I don't know all the challenges to having a parade these days, but yeah, it was a great experience. I think at that time, the talk was that with 1985 and 1987, 89, kind of fresh on everybody's mind. The thought was, well, the Jays can't win the big game, and so to actually do it, to see the support, everybody just thrilled. It was just a great experience.
Is there any comparison between those 92, 93 teams to this year? Because from the outside looking in, it looks like those teams were just so ego-driven.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that, there were a lot of superstars on that team, 92 and 93. We definitely had the thought was that the Jays can't win the big game. There was hope, but people had a hard time believing that we were going to pull it off. So to do that was great. I would say that the thing watching this Blue Jay team play, they just give so many good quality at bats. They put the ball in play. They put pressure on the defense. There's a lot of guys that can hurt you. Just thinking about, our team in 92 and 93, we had great pitching too. We had a great bullpen. If we could make it to the seventh inning, we had Timlin, Bordeaux, and Henke, to shut things down. And so, not only did we have good offense, but we also had good pitching that could shut down other teams. So.
Yeah, your starting pitchers almost compared to what the Dodgers have. And I mentioned this yesterday. A friend of mine who's a Dodgers fan call the current Dodgers pitchers the Avengers. So you guys had David Cone, Jimmy Key, Todd Stottlemyre, Jack Morse, David Wells, Juan Guzman, Pat Henkin, and then you had Henke coming out of the pen. That's a murderer's row.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was there was definitely a lot of confidence on that team, and and then we had great hitting as well. So gave a lot of good tough at bats, a lot of different ways that we could score. It was a great team.
I try to describe younger fans what it was like watching Tom Henke close a game. And this is no knock against Tom Henke. It's just the role of a closer. It's not always smooth sailing. So sometimes he'd walk a few, he'd eventually get out of it. And I try to explain that's how it is with Hoffman. You got to work through the kinks, but eventually they work through them.
Yeah. I think that's any reliever. You ask
Yes.
any team, any fan of any team, what they think of their closer, and they're going, the closer gives me a heart attack. But it's because it is a really hard job. You got good hitters, and to come in and to be on and to shut down an inning, it just doesn't always go smoothly. So, to have somebody that's that successful, come in, it gives the team a lot of confidence. But I don't know, the fans, you get somebody on base, you lose control for a hitter, panic sets in. I think that's just normal with any closer.
We've spoken about Cito Gaston quite frequently on this show, and the overwhelming message that people say about Cito is he was your dad, he was your chaplain, he was your therapist, he was your best friend, he was the one who was going to kick you in the butt. I'm like, you could not have found a better manager for that team or pretty much any team than Cito Gaston.
Yeah. No, my Cito, he was my first experience with a big league manager, and you just got the sense that he put a lot of trust in his players. He had a lot of confidence in his guys to go out and play well and do the right thing and be ready to compete. So, it was fun to play under a manager like Cito in that respect.
Your swing, it's one of the most talked about swings in the history of the game because it was poetry in motion. I could watch your swing and Carlos Delgado's swing on repeat, and if those were the only swings I saw for the rest of time, I would be happy. So when you watch yours, it was so effortless. So how many times have people question you, did you ever swing hard?
Yeah, I got that. I remember I was playing with the Mariners and Lou Pinelli. He got frustrated, or that's what a teammate told me, is I got a 2-0 count. And he goes, Olerud, he just wants to look pretty up there. Come on, let's go. Swing hard, take a chance. So yeah, depending on how you were doing, people liked it or not. or they wanted, they wanted a bigger swing. They wanted a more aggressive swing. But yeah, it didn't always work for me, muscling up and trying to take a hard swing. I was better if I was, trying to get the barrel to the ball, be quick to the ball, that kind of thing.
Did the game ever seem easy because you win the World Series in 92 and then in 93 you go out and hit 363 the next year? It just must have been like, wow, this isn't so hard.
Well, 1993 definitely felt easy. Everything just went my way. And I felt great at the plate. I saw the ball really well. Felt like I had a lot of time to react. 93, that felt easy. But then when you are struggling and, things aren't working and you're trying to figure out, how do I get this back? That's when it's hard. And I would say 1993 was always the year that I compared. If I was in a good streak hitting, I would always compare it to what it felt like in 1993. And I don't know, 1998 with the Mets was probably definitely the second best year that I had. But I don't know that I felt as good as I did in 1993. 1993 was just an unbelievable year for me.
How are your knees? You played on the AstroTurf years.
Yeah. My knees are pretty good. I don't have a tough time, but being at first base, I'm not running around as much as guys in the outfield or, middle infielders, that kind of thing. So I don't know. I don't feel like, I took as much abuse as those guys did.
Speaking of first base, Vladdy Jr., he's become a superstar in these playoffs. He plays the same position as you. I don't think you could get two more polar opposites than you and Vladdy. Your swings, your styles, everything.
Yeah, no, boy, he's been super impressive and fun to watch. Boy, hits the ball so hard, big hits. Really been fun to watch.
Okay, I'm going to run through some of your former teammates. You can give me one word or one sentence to describe them. You ready?
Oh, gosh. All right.
Okay, Pat Borders.
Pat Borders. I would just say just a gamer, tough guy, loved to compete.
I always make the joke, Pat Borders, it almost was like his uniform was dirty before the game even started.
Yeah.
Kelly Gruber.
Kelly Gruber, a great talent, great arm, having to field his throws. Just a great player.
Manny Lee.
Manny Lee, he broke my nose during batting practice one day. I was standing too close to the cage. That's the thing that stands out with me. But, the middle infielders that I got a chance to play with, all, great fielders. Fun to be over there at first base and receiving throws from those guys.
Must have been a terror receiving a throw from Ed Sprague.
No, you know what? That doesn't jump out at me. I would say, I don't have recollections of a lot of tough throws. I would say, Kelly Gruber, when he reached back and threw one, at the shoe tops, that could be scary. Roberto Alomar, he occasionally would, make some tough throws over first base that, you had to be ready. But I mean, both great players.
Joe Carter.
He just a clutch hitter, RBI guy. He was somebody that, I always liked. He would give me a hard time. I was always a quiet guy, and he'd give me a hard time, try to get me talking more. But just a fun guy to play with.
Devo White.
One of the best center fielders that I ever played with. And I didn't appreciate how good he was until I went someplace else and played with other center fielders that were really good. But Devo was just an amazing player. Great guy.
And that was a triple play.
Oh, with the Justice.
With Gruber diving.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dave Winfield.
Just a great guy, very approachable as a young guy. And you have somebody like Dave Winfield, Hall of Fame type guy, and the experience that he had. Very approachable, good guy to talk to, and just a powerful guy.
And I have to ask about the much maligned Jeff Kent.
Just an amazing player, great hitter. Was
he misunderstood?
I think he was, a fierce competitor and, wanted to be out there. He wanted to compete, and just a great player.
John, if you were talking to this year's team, this David versus Goliath, they're the Davids against the Dodgers. If you had a chance to have 5 minutes with them, what do you say to this year's Toronto Blue Jays?
Oh, I think, the big message would be, you guys are good enough to win it all, and you have this opportunity, and, make the most of the opportunity. Go out and play hard. You're good enough.
And the fact
that it's not really a Newt Rockney type speech, but yeah, I mean, right. You're here. They're playing well. They're definitely capable of doing it. Just keep going up there and battling, and they can definitely do it.
Would it work if you said no one expects you to win, so just go have fun?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I haven't been paying attention to what everybody is saying, but I think it's good to be the underdog, and hopefully that's something that can allow you to go out and just play freer. And I like their chances because they give a lot of tough at bats at the plate, and I think they got a really good club.
And finally, is Shohei Ohtani the greatest baseball player you've ever seen?
Yeah, well, people talk about what he did that last game of the NLCS, and yeah, that's unbelievable. And what he's been able to do hitting, what he's been able to do pitching, stealing bases. I mean, unbelievable what he's been able to do. So I would say, yes, he has to be, one of the best players of all time. I mean, maybe the best, just with being able to pitch and hit and to have the success in both of those positions, to be as dominant as he is in both of those positions. I think it's very easy to say that he's the best player.
Well, John, if you had told me when I was at this parade that 32 years later I'd be sitting here talking to you, I'd say no chance, but here we are. So you made teenage Dan a very happy guy. So thank you, and thank you for what you've provided to Blue Jays fans, and whatever your formula is for not aging, please pass it on to the rest of us.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks for watching Toronto Sports Rush on the Bet Rivers Network.